Whoa. Hi, chat. Good. What is it? Afternoon? It's like early evening. Good enough. Oh my god. I am still thoroughly cooked from yesterday's stream. I had such a good time. But, man, those 8-hour streams take some energy out of me. I'm not gonna lie. I need to get used to them, I need to get used to doing them regularly still. I'm used to doing 8-hour streams. I'm fine doing 8-hour streams. It's just I haven't done them, like, regularly. So immediately starting my first week off with, like, 2, 6+ hour streams, hey, probably not the best idea. Probably a horrible idea. But it's fine. Because now today we get to chill. I think. At least I don't have anything, like, major planned. Yet. I had to resist the urge to just change today's stream, to be about doing more Donkey Kong Bonanza, because I really want to play more of that game. But I shouldn't, because I want to have a little bit of content, like... Then I can just, like, if I don't know what to stream, I'll just stream more Donkey Kong. I know that's what I'll be doing next week. Next week, I will just be streaming more Donkey Kong. I have one other fun stream planned next week, though, which I can chat about in a little bit. But I actually have a collab planned for next week. I'm gonna start doing more collabs. I've been alone. I've been lonely. I want to be around other cool people. Especially now that, I also have a manager who has multiple other talents that they are managing, and they're all really, really cool. And I want to spend some time with some of them, because they're all really awesome. Manager and I have been cooking. Typho and I have been cooking. There's some stuff in the works. I want to not announce most of it yet. Some of it I can't announce. Some of it I straight up just cannot talk about. But there's some other stuff that, like, I've been thinking about it. There's some cool things that are happening, next month, that have been in the works for a while. And it's gonna be especially nice for, some of the people who, how do I phrase this without just immediately giving away what it is? All I can say is I'm working on videos. What those videos are, and what they're about, and all that stuff, not gonna say, but it's gonna be nice for the audience that cannot make streams all the time. They're not always just, like, they're not just straight up stream highlight videos, though they might be. But it's gonna be nice for people who can't make it to streams constantly. Hello Esty, hello Emma, welcome in. But yeah, there's been a lot of cool things happening. I have been extremely busy. If you're in the Discord, or if you, like, follow me on Twitter, you'll have probably been aware of most of it. Obviously, at the start of July, we had, Ray's summer concert. That's about a month ago now. A little over a month ago, actually. That I did a bunch of mixing for. Some songs in there that came out really, really good, that I'm really, really happy with. Summertime Sadness that I did with Lucia Krabs went really, really well. Lucia's been popping off lately, by the way, which is awesome. I'm really happy with the Bling Bang Bang Born mix that I did for that. That was really good. That one was funny, because that one I was super excited to do when, like, it first came onto my desk. I was immediately like, holy shit, yes, that's one I actually would love to do. It took a while for all the vocals to come in. There was one person who was just submitting them really late because they had some other stuff come up. So, like, it had to be done, like, in the last week, basically. I was already, like, I'd done a lot of mixing that week. I was really tired. I was kind of out of it. And then that song was next on my list because we finally had the vocals for it. And deadass, I zoned out for like 6 hours. About 5-6 hours. And at the end of those 6 hours, that mix was done. I don't remember much of it, but it sounded fucking great. So, like, I'm happy about it. But yeah, I straight up just zoned out for 6 hours. And after those 6 hours, the mix was done. And it sounded great. So, Lamau, I guess. And then obviously after that concert was over, absolutely the biggest project of my entire life, which is Odyssey, which already, now that I say it, probably no longer the biggest project of my life. It's not even been a month, and there's probably something bigger on the horizon already. When that's gonna come out, I genuinely can't say. The music side of it is, like, getting close to completion. It's not something I'm doing on my own. It's something I'm doing with a couple of other people, because the scope of that project is way too big for one person to handle. It is bigger than Odyssey. I don't know if it's necessarily bigger than The World Outside. I guess The World Outside could still be seen as a bigger project. Just because that had a whole, like, animated music video made for it too, but also that one was made in 12 days. That one was very much a, like, that was a marathon. Or that was a sprint. That whole project was a sprint. This one's a bit more of a marathon, where there's definitely more work, or we are putting more hours into it because we have more time, and we're doing it over the course of a much longer period of time. This one's been in the works for like 3 weeks already, which, like, for The World Outside, we didn't even have 2 weeks. We had 12 days. So it's definitely, it's bigger, I think, than The World Outside in terms of the amount of man-hours going into it from the music side. From the video side, obviously not, because I don't think we're gonna have a fully animated video for this. At least I don't think that's the plan, but that's not my department, so I don't fucking know. But that's been really, really fun to work on, and I can't really say what that is yet, even though it's technically publicly announced. I don't want to risk anything. Or at least part of it was publicly announced. If you'd been following me on Twitter, you probably know what I'm talking about. Because I did make a couple of posts about it back when we were still looking for people for it. But that part is over now, so I'm not gonna talk much about that until it's done. Hopefully, you know, couple of weeks, and you'll see it. End of the month, I think, is ambitious, considering what still needs to be done. I mean, end of the month, yeah, that's a week. No, it's not coming at the end of the month. It'll be, like, early next month, hopefully. But we'll see. And then also, model-wise, because obviously I have this little thing that I'm bopping around in, there is stuff in the works, definitely longer term, but there's also something neat short term that's happening actually relatively soon. There's not going to be that many visual changes yet, because things take a while, but let's just say September is going to be an interesting month. Oh god, man, I suck at, like, I suck at working on cool things, because the moment I get to talking to people, I have to resist talking about the cool things, because there's so much right now that's going through my head that I cannot say. Because I would be legally fucked if I did. Someone would show up to my house and beat the shit out of me. Probably my manager, all things considered. If anything, Typho would come around and kick my ass. But there's a couple things I can talk about, and that's just general, like, streams that you can expect from me in the coming weeks. First of all, next week on Sunday, doing a stream with an old friend, which some of you may recognize from way, way, way back in the day. And I say way, way, way back in the day, I mean like a year, 2 years ago. I did collabs with him at some point. Kinda didn't speak for a while, because we were kind of just both doing our own things, but reached back out recently. It's Token Lad. Y'all might be familiar if you've been part of the Nagashis for, well, I guess since before we became Nagashis, right? it would be before then. We're doing a fun stream next week. He has really been wanting to do another Nuzlocke, but I need to actually get the exact message. Yeah, he wants to start a Black 2 hard mode Nuzlocke with me and Cull offering guidance. Because he's like, I'm not great at it, and I want to actually take a Nuzlocke seriously. I'm gonna be on his stream. I'm probably gonna be stream it from my own perspective. I don't actually know if I will. I probably should, so I probably will stream it from my own perspective. And like have my documentation and shit up. I should probably like customize my overlay a tiny bit for that. Do I still even have my like DS overlay? I don't have it migrated to, okay, yeah, I don't have it migrated to this, this scene collection. Okay, I'll need to make a new one then, that's fine. I don't actually even know if my mic is like slightly delayed. I think it actually is. I think I need to like slightly put a pre-delay on it. Hold up. I can do that. Let's make it like 10 milliseconds. I don't know if that works now that I've added it midstream. I hope that didn't just like break the entire audio on stream. Hold up, let me check if it broke the entire audio on stream. Be great if it could show me. Be great if it could show me. No, it didn't. Good to know. Hold on, actually, let's mute the background music real quick. I want to like hear what the mic quality on my stream is. Like hear what the mic quality on my stream is. Like hear what the mic quality. Oh God, I'm so sorry. Oh God, right, I forgot. Wait. I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna be quiet. Hey. 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 Woo. Hey. Woo. Hey. Woo. Yeah. Hey. Woo. Yeah. Hey. Woo. I'm fucking stupid. Fucking put my own stream on. Perfect feedback loop. You ever just hear the mic quality of the stream? Wait, can I use that to like make, can I use that to like make loops? Hold up. Oh God. Oh God. Oh, no, that's terrible. The loop is way too short. You ever just hear the mic quality of the stream? Yeah, no, me neither. Oh my God. But yeah, we're doing that collab next week, which is very, very cool. I've been looking forward to that. I want to set up collabs with some other people. I've been wanting to put myself out there a bit more, especially now that I'm streaming more consistently. And now that I'm working with like a lot of other VTubers, like I've worked with so many people at this point. It's kind of crazy. And some of them I would genuinely also like to like do a collab with. I don't know what. I need to familiarize myself with more games that VTubers play. Because I'm just out here playing my gacha games. And they're not really co-op. I mean, Genshin, I guess, is. There are some plans for Genshin once their user-generated content mode comes out. I'm very excited for that, actually. I'm gonna be building some stuff off my own. Gonna run into another Foodie situation. Oh my God, I want to talk about the roast of Foodie. I haven't actually talked about it yet, like on stream. Oh my God, that was so fun. That was one of the most fun, like, other stream appearances that I think I have ever done. I am very proud of it. Even the part where I said a word that I shouldn't say on stream. Very proud of that. I think during my, like, writing of the script and all of that, I took that out of the, script, like, 6 to 8 times. Because I was just so worried. I was so worried that, like, what if no one laughs? And initially, when we were first invited, and I like asked for specifics of like how things were gonna work, Foodie said, we're just gonna have you all in the crowd, and one by one, we'll pull you forward, you'll do your bit, and then you'll go back, and then the next person goes up. And then I specifically asked, because, I've watched my fair share of, like, comedy roasts and stuff. I specifically asked, like, are we meant to just roast you, or should we implicate the other people in, like, the crowd? Or, like, should we implicate the other people that are participating? Because you don't typically just shoot jabs at the person that the event is around. You also shoot jabs at everyone else participating, because that just makes it a bit more fun, makes it a bit more interactive. You can get reactions out of more people than just one. So I specifically asked, like, is that what we're meant to be doing? And Foodie said yes. Yes. We were later aware that there would be 3 judges. The judges would be Melmy, which is Foodie's ex-manager when she was still at vtuber, before she got fired for selling stickers, which is still fucking hilarious to me. Not even selling stickers, giving out stickers. She didn't sell anything. She gave out stickers at a convention and I got her fired. It's fucking incredible. If you want the full story on that, you should go watch her 2.0 debut, because I think she explains it in detail. But Melmy, her ex-manager from vtuber, was one of the judges. She's awesome. She is unhinged. She scares me. Then Rin Penrose, which I did not know that Rin would be there until, like, later, until after I'd already agreed to the event, but that was fun. That led to some interesting interesting things with how I wrote my script. And then Foodie's mom, which also I only learned later that Foodie's mom was gonna be there after I had written some of the jokes, including that one. And I was like, should I say that in front of Foodie's mom? You fella Eep, good morning, Atlas. Welcome back. We missed you so much. Love you. But yeah, like, a lot of that was written before I, like, properly realized that Foodie's mom was gonna be there. Including that joke. So I had written that joke, and then I was like, oh fuck, I'm gonna drop that in front of her mother. Okay. So then I took it out. And then I added it back in because I thought it was funny. I basically went through an emotional roller coaster of thinking that, like, okay, it's fucked, but it's also really funny, and therefore I should do it. And I'm not strong enough to deal with the consequences if it doesn't go well. Because this is true. Like, this was true even when I did it. I would not have been strong enough to handle the consequences if it did not go well. I would have crumpled up in my chair, and I probably would have just left the call. Okay, no, I wouldn't have, but, like, it would have been very fucking awkward for the rest of it. We had a little code phrase that we shared with each other right before the event. That was just like, if anyone ever gets uncomfortable at any joke that is made, and, like, just wants people to move on to the next thing, just say this phrase, and, like, we can handle it without having to get into an argument right then and there, or without having to, like, sort something out on stream in front of an audience, which is a very professional thing to do. No one ended up having to use that code phrase, which is awesome. I was so expecting to hear it. I don't even remember what the code phrase was. I think it was, I'm just a little guy. I think that was the code phrase, just, I'm just a little guy. And I was so ready for Foodie after that to just go, I'm just a little guy, you can't be mean to me. And me immediately, like, turning fucking pale. And just losing it completely. I was so ready for that, but she didn't do that. Instead, she lost her fucking mind on the floor laughing, which is what I was hoping for. That whole thing was so fun to write. Honestly, it was not difficult. I thought it would have been a lot more difficult to write. But it turns out, when you have a friend like Foodie, who you regularly shitpost with together, it's actually very easy to crash out about all the things that she's done. you know, when you've worked together on multiple projects and she keeps pulling bullshit on all of them, it actually becomes very easy to crash out. Like, all of that came from the heart. I love her. She's genuinely amazing to work with. I really hope I get to work with her again. I haven't heard from her in a while. I know she's probably gearing up for Vexpo, which is happening in like a week or two, I think. Because it's ANYC right now. That's a lot of people are over at ANYC at the moment. And then Vexpo is, I think, like second week of September. Like September 5th and 6th, I think. It's either September 5th and 6th or 12th and 13th. I don't remember. But she's probably busy prepping for that. But I would love to work with her again in the future. And then hopefully guide her a little bit better. When's the Unite stream with her? Fucking true, dude. Holy shit. I should reach out to her about that. Speaking of collabs that I want to do, I want to... the Pokemon Unite stream that has been proposed for like a year at this point. When did she... Hold on, when did she abandon me? I need to check. When did she abandon me? When did she get fired? September 9th. Yeah, that's almost been a year now. Oh, perfect. Fucking abandoned me, left me in the basement to rot. But no, that was genuinely like pretty easy to write. Honestly, the whole thing kind of came naturally, which made me realize that I'm actually funnier than I think I am sometimes. I don't give myself a lot of credit, and I do think that on stream I'm actually not that funny. I always say to myself, like, I feel like I'm way funnier when I have a chance to think about what I'm saying, and when I have a chance to, like, write stuff down and, like, refine jokes. AKA, I'm funnier when I can script things. But with how naturally that came, you know what? I'll give myself some credit. I genuinely thought that was funny. And people in chat seem to agree. Foodie seemed to fucking agree, because she was dying the whole time. Foodie's mom agreed, because she voted me as the best roaster, that's still crazy to me. I can't believe, and she's never gonna... she's never gonna live this down. Because the TLDR of that stream is, I came on, I dropped a slur in front of Foodie's mom, and she said, yeah, that's my favorite. And she's never living that down. Like, look, I may not have won the event, and to be fair, Renona absolutely deserved to win, because, like, holy shit. Imagine writing an entire original song, and, like, doing that in a day. Like, that was awesome. Renona's fucking amazing. So, she absolutely deserved that W. But it's just really funny that out of all of the people who voted me as their favorite, I'm so glad that it was Foodie's mom, because that's you don't get to live that down. I made fun of you on stream, and your mom said, yeah, I like that one. Like, that's... Oof. Oof, man. Emotional damage. I hope that, like, more of my friends put on those kinds of, like, roast events in the future. I showed it to my manager. My manager absolutely fucking lost it. They genuinely thought it was really, really awesome. So who knows? Maybe we're gonna do it with, like, our management group at some point. That'd be really fucking funny. Just fucking imagine. You just get, you just have all of us, either roasting each other or roasting our manager. There's not much I can roast my manager for, I would be real. They're an awesome human being. There are some things I can make fun of, but not truly roast. Oh. But yeah, Foodie's roast was fun to write for. And then obviously we had Atlas, who made the... Y'all remember the Rosa paint model, right? Hold up. If you don't... Now you do. This little creature. To be fair, I have the Foodie Scuff model, like, on my PC here. Holy shit, I'm Foodie Ferntail. Chad, isn't this crazy? I'm Pretty Ferntail. I haven't actually adjusted the parameters of this properly, which is why the mouth is really weird. Because I never adjusted it properly for myself, because, like, why the fuck would I? This one's gonna take a second to load. Because it's an actual bigger model. There we go. But yeah, Atlas made that, and that was really awesome. I don't think Footy's used it yet. I should remind her that it exists, because she might have just genuinely forgotten. I know what she's like. I should remind her that it exists. If we ever do a Pokemon Unite stream together, we should both use those models. I should use my Paint Rosa, Footy should use, Paint Footy. Sorry, I mean Furry Fucktail, or Furry Fuck Thing, that's what it was. Furry Fuck Thing, that was the name of the model. We should totally do that. Oh my god. And then obviously, while I was working on that roast, I was working on Odyssey, the big 57-person group cover. I took 2 days out of working on Odyssey, just for the Foodie roast, which was incredible. That was really fun. I shouldn't have done that, because it meant that I ended up being up super late for, like, multiple days afterwards, just finishing Odyssey. Should I show people around what that project file looks like? Because I have wanted to make, like, a proper production breakdown of it. I'll give you, like, a very short look. Yeah, sure, why not? In that case, let me quickly go to this. While I change that up. Oh, and actually, while we're doing that, I have 10 memberships to gift for the month that I haven't gifted yet. So, yeep. Who they going to? Whoa. Free Memby. Oh my god, it actually only did 1 alert this time. It actually did it properly. That's crazy. It never does that. All right, I have 5 more. It doesn't spam me with, like, individual alerts for all of them. That's awesome. Yo, Hill got one! God damn it. That's fucking funny. Hill is a good friend of mine, a project manager, that I have, we worked with Hill on The World Outside. We're currently working with Hill on something else. That's really funny. He's currently on ANYC, so he's not even gonna fucking see this. Oh, that's really fucking funny. Oh my god. Anyway. Let me, make sure that this whole thing loads. This is going to slow down my PC. Because holy shit. Obviously, if you were a channel member at the time of me doing those member streams, you'll have not heard any of this. And you'll not have seen any of this, but you'll have heard me talk about it. So, let's... Give me a moment. Perfect. There we go. That's set up. All right. Whoa. So, this is what that looks like. I don't think that I can hit play. I mean, I'm fine if this fucking stream gets demonetized. All that'll happen is I won't make ad revenue from this stream, but I'm fine with that. Ain't no one's gonna watch this VOD anyway. This one's only here for the people who are here live. People aren't gonna watch a yapping VOD. Probably, I think. Historically, that hasn't happened, but, you know, I could be wrong. But yeah, so this is what this project looks like. And you might go like, oh, that's not that bad. Like, you know, it only looks like a couple of layers. And then you start scrolling down. and you continue scrolling down, and you're like, oh, well, the rainbow's almost over. But then it just goes into a second rainbow, and then there's all the harmony parts, and then it's done. Yeah, it's only a couple of channels for this one, which, oops. Yeah, no, this whole thing is genuinely insane. Let me lock that one too. There we go. Can I? Yeah, I can go through this one, I guess. So the way that this project worked is we had this is Odyssey, the original song by Hololive English that Mori Calliope wrote and helped produce. I think the instrumental itself was produced by someone else, but I think she mixed it. I'm not actually sure. But that song had, at the time, all 19 Hololive English members in it. Obviously, now the amount of Hololive English members is down to, I believe, 15? Because we had 2 from Myth graduate and 2 from Promise graduate. Yeah, because that was still with Ame as well. Yeah, Ame was in that too. So 19 people, right? We were gonna have a little over 50. I didn't know the exact number at the time when we were planning it. I'm just gonna turn my background music on before I hit play on anything. Yeah, we didn't know exactly how many people there would be. I just knew it was gonna be somewhere over 50. So I was like, well, 19 times 3 is 57. So as long as we stay under 57, we can put 3 people on each part. Or as long as we stay around 57, we can put up to 3 people on each part. If we have more than 57, then, we might have to change some bits around, but we can put 3 people on each part. So I just split everything up into the original line splits. And those line splits, they were just the exact same as the original song, and then I was gonna go, okay, I'm gonna assign 3 people to each part. I obviously didn't just randomly assign people. There was a whole process of getting people's preferences so that I could actually assign people to a part that they wanted or a part that they were confident that they could sing, because there are some parts in this song that are pretty difficult to hit. So I wanted to make sure that everyone was comfortable. So there was a whole process related to that as well. But that's kind of here nor there. That's the planning stuff. If we're talking about the pure production stuff, once everyone's submitted, each pair of 3 that you see here, so this is the pair of Cecilia, this is the trio of Crony, this is the trio of Ninamai Inanis, and I would take these, I would separate out just those 3, and I would individually do all of the work on it that needs to be done. This is how you manage to mix this insanity. Hey, Axel, yeah! So, if I... Hold up, I can't just open my projects folder on stream, because then y'all will see stuff. Can't have that. No, I'm just gonna take screenshots, and then drag the screenshots on stream. I think that's a good idea. No, actually, I don't need to really show that. So I had individual projects for each trio, and each trio would make its way through basically 4 steps. The first step is I would drag all their files into what I called the triage. This is a term that I've been using that a friend of mine actually showed me that term. Triage in the medical field basically means assessing dangers and emergencies and assessing damage to see what actual procedures need to be done. It's what they do in the ER and stuff like that. But here in audio, I refer to it as triage because it's basically just repairing parts of the audio that aren't quite right. If someone, for example, peaked their microphone, if they clipped it, that means some of the audio will have gotten lost, and there's a bunch of things that you can do to repair that. Or maybe someone has a lot of background noise, so you can spectrally remove that out by essentially looking at just a sample of the background noise itself, seeing what that looks like, and then just removing that from the rest of the recording. That's how noise removal works, right? Or if, like, you know, everyone has mouth clicks, you are hearing mouth clicks from my own mouth right now. They might just not be very audible, but they are very much there. Like, every time that your lips clack together, every time that your tongue hits into your teeth or the top or bottom of your mouth, even within your throat, some clicks can form, and there's a bunch of tools to be able to remove those. Basically, just taking anything out of the audio that we do not want to be there, or restoring any parts of the audio that are missing. That's the triage step. Once they'd go through there, I'd export them out as new files, as triage files, and they'd go into the Toontime project. That is where I throw all of them into this handy-dandy software called Melodyne, where it will just display all of the notes that someone has sung, and you can literally just drag them up or down to correct them to, like, the perfect pitch that you want them to be. Which, normally for, like, this was for a concert, obviously, and normally for concerts, I tend to go very, very loose on Melodyne, because it's meant to sound like a live performance. It's not meant to sound like a studio performance. But I realized, like, in advance, luckily, that if I did that for Odyssey, that would be hell. Because if everyone is, like, differently off, like, if you're a tiny bit off, that's fine, but if everyone is differently a tiny bit off, that could become a lot more difficult to mix. So I realized pretty quickly, like, I'm gonna need to do this tuning pretty tightly, and the timing especially, because if everyone's singing a sentence and there's, like, a word at the end of a phrase that ends in a T, or a D, or a P, or an S, just basically any, like, hard consonant, any sibilant or hard consonant, if a word ends in that at the end of a phrase, and everyone ends it at a slightly different point, if it's T's, you're gonna feel like at the end of that word, there's just a machine gun firing at you for like 0.5 seconds, because everyone ends that at a very, very slightly different point, so it'll just start sounding like and it's awful. It's horrible. So the timing, especially on, like, the start and ends of phrases, needed to be really, really tight. So I did that for each individual trio. You did so well with the time tune. Thank you. I'll like show some segments in a little bit that I'm really, really proud of. But after they were all tuned and timed and I was happy with how they sounded, I exported them out as new files in the Toontime folder, and then I took them into a third project file, which was the mix project file. It's not the one that you're seeing here. The mix project file was just for those three, because a lot of the mix plugins that I use, oh god, my background music is broken again, give me a moment. There we go. The mix project file, what I use for my vocal mixing, a lot of them are pretty intensive tools. And you can't just put those on your, like, vocal bus, and just have all vocals go through them at the same time, because then it won't, then the result will just not be perfect. So you want to have that entire vocal chain, that entire chain of effects, on each individual vocalist. And if I have that chain on, like, more than, like, 8 to 10 things in a single project file, my PC just will not be able to run it very efficiently anymore. So that's why, like, immediately at the start of the project, before I even did anything, I was like, I'm gonna separate these into the trios before then combining them into this project once most of the work on them has been done. So I would literally just approach those three vocals the same way I would with any, like, vocal mix project. Make them sound as nice as I possibly could, make sure to volume balance them accordingly. I would typically drag in a file from another trio that I'd already finished, just to make sure that, like, the volumes in the unison sections were fine and that, like, it didn't sound, that the EQs didn't feel like they were not matching well. but mostly trying to match them against each other, because obviously each trio will have at least one line in the song where it'll be just the three of them. So the EQs need to be matched very well against each other, and a bit less so against the whole group. The whole group was a bit less of a problem, because even if there was a lot of things that I would be able to fix in the master project, which is what you're seeing here. Once I was done finishing the mix for all of them, I would export them out as mixed files and then throw them in here. And obviously I cropped all the silence out to make it look a little nicer and a bit easier to oversee. And then they would just all end up in here as individual mixer presets. And as you can see on almost all of these, there will be another EQ, or sometimes you'll see a Nova as well, which is a dynamic EQ. Yeah, there we go. There's a couple of Novas on this. Of just like, or like this one really needed a bit more air on it. So there's a fresh air instance on it. And basically what I would do is, this is what I did with two of my friends. This is what Chris and Lightshard helped me with, is like the final stretch. Is just like getting out any resonant frequencies, any painful frequencies. A lot of these EQs will look like, hold up, a lot of these EQs will look like this, where there's just like a small dip at a very specific frequency, very small dip, very narrow, just because there was like a sound at some point that voice made at that exact frequency that we didn't like, and we wanted to diminish, because when you have so many people singing together, if normally frequencies in the upper end, you just want to put a de-esser on that, and then you're fine. But if there's so many vocalists all producing those higher frequencies, it can start sounding really, really harsh. So the moment that, like, any of them went over, I guess, kind of a threshold that we didn't like, we would immediately neuter that. You can also see all of these are panned. This little button here is for panning, which literally just means angling the vocals left and right. I would have liked to do this with a virtual soundstage, but I didn't know how to use those at the time, so I didn't, so I just panned them manually. And as you can see, for each trio, there's one person that's panned down the center. It's not that I necessarily picked the strongest vocalist for who I panned down the center, but it's more that I, whatchamacallit, it's more that I picked the person who, frequency-wise, had the right kind of sound that I wanted for that part, and, like, the person who brought, like, the right frequencies forward. And then the rest, I panned them around the person in the center, so that, that would not, it would not all be panned down the center, because then it would be too overwhelming, but it would be more like a wider range. And then there's an extra automation on here. All of the vocals that are panned to the left are in here, all the vocals that are panned to the center are here, and all vocals that are panned to the right are in there. And then that panning actually gets greater during unison sections of the song, where there are a lot more vocals, so like the distance between everyone widens. Because we don't want that for the solo sections. For the solo sections, we do just want it to be like pretty solid and not too far apart. But for the unison sections, like, we really want some people to be like on the edge. Like, there should be people that are basically completely inaudible in your right ear and are only in your left ear, and vice versa, because then it really feels like a wide choir. So that's what these three are for, and that's why there's a little automation here called vocal pan automation, which both influences the left and the right panning at the same time using some math. I believe if I hit link to controller on this, you'll be able to see, like, yeah, this is just like input, but then this is link to controller. This is 1 minus input. So that, like, one of them goes further to the right, one of them goes further to the left. And that's how we eventually ended up with this, but that wasn't everything. That was when we finally had all the vocals in. So I'm just gonna, like, mute the instrumental really quick so that this doesn't get properly, like, taken down. Once I had all vocals in, it sounded like this.
So we light fire.
That's really loud. I am so sorry. I forgot I have my desktop audio at 0. I am so sorry. It sounded like this.
So we light fires till we waste it away.
Sorry. Let me change this to a higher buffer length because otherwise it's going to be lagging. Yeah, but that's what it now sounded like with all the vocals in.
So we light fires till we waste it away. One day
It's still lagging. You can hear it like clicking slightly.
these nights are relentless odyssey.
Which is like, you know, that's pretty good. But if it sounds so like monotone and I guess a little empty. So then I was like, okay, I need to add harmonies onto this. But I specifically didn't ask anyone to record harmonies because the amount of extra workload that would be for everyone, people were already telling me that they were very busy. So I didn't want to like increase their workload much, especially because they didn't have that much time to record it. They had like 2 weeks to record. I gave them like 2-3 weeks, I think. Some people definitely went over, but that was to be expected. So, I didn't want people to record harmonies. I also didn't want to write the harmonies because I would definitely have to make guides for all of them, and I just did not have the time to do that. But it's at this point that I realized that the song does need harmonies. And how do you make harmonies when nobody recorded harmonies? You make them artificially. And the way that you do that is you take the recording that someone's made, and you throw it back into Melodyne, and you literally pitch correct each one of the notes to, for example, an ideal voicing of a third, an ideal voicing of a sixth, sometimes a fourth or a fifth if you're feeling wacky with it. Generally, though, following harmony theory, sometimes you just want to keep it consistent on like a single note, because that also sounds nice. Sometimes you just want to keep it on the root note of the current chord. That works too. And basically, using that, I turned all of that into these harmonies. So you won't hear the main melody in this, you'll just hear the harmonies.
So we light fires till we waste it away. One day I'll recall these nights, our relentless odyssey, pressing
Right?
onward, we never surrendered. Towards the skies we can rise again.
And then I had to fade that major chord out. I had to fade that major third that had to be faded out because otherwise that would clash with the instrumental, but I did want that hit of that major third to be in there. So then basically you go from having the whole choir, which sounds like this. This is what that whole choir sounded like without harmonies.
So we light fires till we waste it away. One day.
And then you add the harmonies in, and suddenly you have this.
So we light fires till we waste it away. One day.
Isn't that fucking cool?
Recall these nights, our relentless odyssey, pressing onward, we never surrendered towards the sky.
Now listen to this major chord resolution at the end.
Again.
Oh! That. So that's what I did. And I added harmonies to a lot of the solo parts as well. Because, for example, like, you have the, when the song opens, you open it with the every generation sings, like, one line. The first 2 parts don't have harmonies.
Goodbye, leaving heartbreak of the past behind.
But the second and third part do, so then
Looking back, it's time, moving down our own path.
you have this harmony that gets added in. And then for the last one, you also get this one.
Evermore voyaging forward to make this journey last.
And if you add that all together, I'm actually going to quickly turn the instrumental off and lock it.
Evermore voyaging forward to make this journey last.
Which sounds really nice, and the same goes for the first verse. The first 4 sections don't have harmonies.
Never spoken of out in the light, like a promise found riding the wind, where a myth began spiraling outward and up, an inspiring tale.
But then they do get harmonies.
We who dare defy changing of times, us who follow unreachable dreams. Now it's here and right now, though we're drawn through somehow, deep inside a will to live that won't leave.
That's probably my favorite harmony in the whole song, honestly. It's this line.
Deep inside a will to live that won't leave.
The harmony on that leave.
Won't leave.
He.
Won't leave.
It's really nice. And then you have this entire section, which just has a mad amount of delay on it. This is harmonies too.
Touching lives just like ours, lighting fires till I've wasted away.
This has an insane harmony. I think I upped this to a 6th, didn't I? I straight up like pitched this up by a full by a major 6th. Yeah. That one's insane because that's what it is in the original song. So like it's crazy to go from like this harmony
Lighting fires
to
till I've wasted away. One day,
that one day is nuts.
one day,
Oh, oh, beautiful. And then Gigi I think also has harmonies.
I'll recall these nights, a relentless odyssey. Pressing onward, we never surrender.
The harmonies here fade out, yeah. And then for verse 2, we had harmonies on reminding you of what you've done but not your name.
Reminding all of what you've done, but not your name.
Yeah, and what I did here is there's only one harmony here, except for the last note. Like, both of these are the same,
Reminding all of what you've done, but not your name.
but it's just the last note that changes. The one goes, nah, and one goes, nah.
Reminding all of what you've done, but not your name.
And that just creates a really interesting effect. That sounds like this.
Reminding all of what you've done, but not your name.
And it's just cool. Were there harmonies on... No, yeah, the only ones that had harmonies here were Iris and... were these two.
What is bound to be our destiny is left in the unknown, but I know that I will never face it alone.
Woo-hoo-hoo! I really like the harmony on this section.
What is bound to be our destiny is left in the unknown, but
Just really cool. Also, if there are any Zenless players in the audience here, one of the people in this section, Lumen Tsukibos, is the VA of Alice in Zenless Zone Zero, which is really cool.
what is bound to be our destiny is left in the unknown, but I know that I will never face it alone. Though we've come
Now, Miyu and Baji absolutely killed this part. And then the whole choir comes in.
So we light fires till we waste it away. One day I'll recall these nights, a relentless odyssey, pressing onward. We never surrender. Towards the skies we can rise again.
And then at the very end of the song, there's the big whoa from Miyu at the end. There's also an artificial harmony in that.
Again,
That second whoa, is, if I like extend this fully out, is... And obviously you can tell that that's artificial if you isolate that. But if you do them together... Ooh, hell yeah. So yeah, that's Odyssey. That's how this monstrosity got made. In honestly, too short of a period of time. The planning of this took about a month. I spent a month just like sketching everything out of how I wanted to do it all and making a bunch of the infrastructure for it, because there's a whole infrastructure of like Google Forms and sheets and code and all that went into like the organization of this project, which I'll talk about some other time. I'll probably make a video on it actually. I've started to write it. That one's gonna take a while to make, I think. But it took about a month. Not daily, because I obviously had other commissions to work on too, but about a month of time. Then after that, people had about, like, I want to say like 2-3 weeks to record all their vocals and send them to me. That ended up being a little bit longer because some people really couldn't make that deadline. So it ended up being closer to a full month. So people had about a month to record their vocals. So after 2 months of like planning and grabbing all of those, I finally had everything. And then I could get started on this, which the mix of this, if I want to see it, like, when was the first like Toontime project made? I want to see. When was the first Toontime project made? Who was the first vocals that I started on? It was Cecilia. Let's have a look. Boom. Toontime properties. July 17th was the last, or was the day that I created this. So the proper mixing of this started July 17th. And the song released, or the song was finished, I should say. The master, it's the final master that I sent. Hold on, exports, master finalized, August 3rd. So, I mean, you could do the math on that. July 17th to August 3rd. That is 2 weeks and 3 days. I did this whole thing in just over 2 weeks, about 2.5 weeks. The actual like production of it once I had all the files. And then that was 2.5 weeks straight of like working on this daily. That was like just a straight up 8 hours a day minimum. Not really doing anything else. That was just this. Which is crazy, to spend that much time on like one commission. But I mean, hey, look at what came out of it. It's really, really cool. Anyway, I want to go back to this scene now. Yippee. Give me my piano back. Give that some time to load in. You're probably gonna hear the funky noise. No, never mind. No funky noise. Give me this, and then give me... There we go. I need to change my audio settings. Reduce that buffer length. There we go. Woo! Been doing well with my own creative efforts, and it's so rewarding, right? Creative things are cool. I've been working on some stuff that I can't talk about yet. But there are some creative things happening that are neat. You know what? Actually, I should, turn this down. To see how that's volume-wise. Yeah, that's pretty good. Alright, model might freak out. You know the drill. I'm backing away to sit at my piano, and the moment I turn around, my model will freeze. Holy shit, look at that. Girl is pogging. What key is Odyssey in again? Is it... Yeah, it's... And then it goes to minor. And then major again. Minor. Yeah. And then it's like no, it's oh my god, hi Blake. Why did that just get louder? Why did it randomly just get louder? Hello? My whole fucking thing randomly just got louder. That's fun. Why is what is happening? Why is my bank 1 auto firing? Stop that. Huh? My keyboard is doing weird things, folks. What song is this? Sounds so pretty. That's Odyssey. That's the one that I did. Stop it's just auto-firing. What the fuck is it doing? Okay, I'm turning my piano off for a moment. Give me a second. A bunch of my automated MIDI shortcuts are fucking up. It immediately just did it again. Is it something in FL Studio that's doing it? It's not doing it now. Oh. I have no idea what it is doing. The yapper, the model froze, I think. No, it won't. It freezes when I look away, and because my piano is to the left, the moment I look at that, it'll basically freeze because the camera loses tracking of my face. That's just something that I have to deal with. Why are we suddenly so loud? Why are we suddenly so loud? Ow. Yeah, that's a fine volume. Just need to turn it down in FL Studio itself. I feel like that did not turn it down. Yeah, there we go. Anyway, what the fuck was I playing again? Right. Why the fuck is it hitting my limiter? Yeah, that's just straight up hitting my limiter in fucking FL Studio. It's not meant to fucking do that. Okay, now it's not. Turn that down slightly. Okay, okay. Anyway. And then it's, whatever, dude. Whatever. I can't play that fucking instrumental. You know how hard that shit is? Holy shit, is that the world outside? Hold on, we need to... No, it's... And then, like, the chorus is, like... No, it's, No, it's what was it again? No, it's yeah, that's how the chord progression goes. Dude, Riku fucking loves doing that. He loves doing the whatchamacallit, he loves doing this chord progression. That. I love doing that walk. That's probably like if I ever were to write an original like piano composition, I would have that walk in there. The someone like that. I would have something like that in there. It's such a nice walk to have in a song somewhere. Like fucking, oh my god, I can name so many songs that have it. But it's fucking, I mean, Celeste Mirror Temple has it. Celeste Mirror Temple has it's so good, and I don't know why. And I wish that I could like work a minor fourth into that somehow, but that's not really how that walk works. But that's probably one of my favorite things to like put in like anything just to like spice it up a little bit. I was playing some Genshin music lately, because when aren't I? Because it's Genshin. And there's one track from Natlan from the Little Buddy quest line, which is literally just, it's a super simple track. It's in B flat. Yeah, that's it. No, it's, god damn it. It's a very simple track, and it's a very lovely track. But what I've been doing to it is then in that, you have that one section, the and then normally that would go back into, but what I like to do is I like to turn it into, Or it's just, you can spice it up like that. So if I were to like play that like a little more somber instead of like the more like happy that it is. Hold on, let me turn the format all the way down. Me when I play the sus4 wrong. Me when I play... Disgusting. Tritone moment. God, I'm so excited for Not Cry and Genshin, man. That's probably a stream I will be doing next week. That's when you can expect. I want to do a live reaction to the Nod Cry reveal, mostly for the Nod Cry Symphony. I want to hear like the live orchestra performance, which I assume there will be one because they do it every year. They did it for Inazuma, they did it for Sumeru, they did it for Fontaine, they did it for Natlin. I have no reason to believe they won't do it now. I'm so excited. God, I'm gonna miss Natlin. I love my I love that melody so much. Fuck. No, it's... God, what was it again? For the second round, it's different. Right, B flat minor. and then it goes into, yeah, then it modulates to F sharp minor. Ugh. Anyway, I'm taking my hands off the piano for a moment. Fuck you, background music. Background music jump scare. Let's turn that up a little bit. There we go. I hope we all have genuinely had a good couple of months while I've been less active. I know that I'm probably gonna, need to build up viewership again because a lot of people are not regularly used to watching my stuff anymore since I kind of, was out of y'all's schedules for the better part of the past year. Hopefully that's changing. There are some cool things planned, and I am genuinely very, very excited about a lot of different things, to be fair. Despawned off the face of the planet. Yeah, hey, shut up. Shut up. I didn't despawn. I was doing things, okay? I was actively busy. And I still am. It's just that now I'm making more time for streams is the main difference. I'm still like doing the same amount of work. It's just that with my manager, I have set up a schedule that works way better for me. Allows me to still work on a good few commissions and like making the income that I need to make in a month. But also allows me time to stream and make content and do other things that isn't just making music for other people. Because I'm not just gonna be streaming, obviously. I'm gonna make other kind of content as well. Which you will see. You will see somewhat soon, maybe? Yeah, so that's gonna be neat. There's things happening in September that I can't talk about, but are really cool, and you should like stick around. Please don't forget about me. I need people to not forget about me. I need to rebuild my entire audience in this next month or so. Less than a month, probably like 3 weeks. How long is it? Yeah, more like that. Yeah. So everyone, don't disappear. Smile. Oh my god. I couldn't forget about you if I tried. No, you could. No, you could. But yeah, a lot of things are happening in the land of Rosa Nagashi. Cool things, mostly. Because, oh my god, I need to, like... Can I, like, add viewers to the auto mod list on Twitch? Is that a thing I can do? Hold on, we're gonna try this right now, because I want these bots to stop showing up. It's crazy that Twitch hasn't, like, already implemented its own protection against this, but, that's kind of whatever. Let's see. Community. Is it not under community that I can do, like, moderation? Is it settings? Moderation, there we go. Auto mod rule sets. Blocked terms and phrases. There we go. Best viewers. Cheap viewers. Boom. Should I just, like, auto-mod the word viewers? Yeah, I should. I'm just adding the word viewers to the auto-mod list. I don't even care. No one calls us that. Yeah, exactly. Also turning that to restricted. Why not? I'm just locking stuff down a bit more. Why not? I don't think there's anything wrong with that. let's see. How do I want the rest of Automod to go? Threatening, inciting, or promoting violence or other harm. I want some filtering on that. Bullying, name-calling, insults. Yeah. Why is the sexual harassment turned off to no filtering? I want a little bit of filtering on that. Maximum filtering on misogyny, discrimination against disability, sexual. Yeah, let's do all of that. Sex-based terms. I don't really care too much about that. Swearing. Oh, but you don't have to filter swearing. I don't give a shit about that one. Oh, you can type a message to see whether it'll be held by Automod at my current setting. What if I type the word sex? Automod will not hold this message. That's all I need. Let's go. You can type sex in the Twitch chat. Ain't that awesome? Go test it out now. I can change it to say that, first-time chatters in my channel must have a verified phone number. Is that a verified phone number? I'll just go that, like, chatters without a verified phone number, must have accounts older than like, a month. Yeah, that's good. Let's add that. And then, if you're a sub or anything, if you've given me money, you're exempt. Users must have a verified email to follow. Yes. Same for that, so we can get follow botted. Cool. Awesome. Stop banned viewers from viewing your stream? Yes, actually. Turn that on. I don't know why I hadn't turned that on yet. Can YouTube viewers have sex? I guess so. I can see it, at least. Give money for free speech, capitalism, SMH, paid speech, more like, hey, it's just that, like, people who pay me money, you can be, like, Automod won't bonk you for saying the smallest thing. I'll bonk you myself. I don't need followers only mode in my chat. I don't want followers only mode. Infinitely more fun. Yeah, exactly. Okay, cool. Hopefully these fuckers won't come into my Twitch chat anymore. That's awesome. Love that. Love that for me. I hope they stop immediately. Getting paid to be bonged then? My friends do that for free. Look, only if you misbehave, Blake, which you obviously never do. You obviously never misbehave in my chat, right? You don't do that? You're definitely not one to misbehave. So that's awesome. That's good for you. You're gonna be fine. You're gonna be fine. Obviously not. I'm the goodest of thems. Incredible. Oh man. What is there to yap about, chat? What have y'all been up to? Because I've been talking about everything that I've been up to. The whole Kingdom Hearts series was on sale on Steam, and I had to suppress my Emma urges to throw it at every friend I had, Rosa included. I am gonna be so real with you, I would not play it. I do not have the time to. I would not play it on stream because Kingdom Hearts is so far from what my audience is generally looking for. So, like, if I'm gonna be, like, entirely honest with you, I would not have the time to be able to play anything, because I don't really play games in my free time. I don't. I should play more games in my free time, but I don't, apart from, like, just doing my, like, Genshin dailies. There's really not much that I'm playing in my free time anymore. And I don't think that's bad, to be fair. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just that's just how it is. So there's not going to be many times where I'm just going to pick up a game to play on my own. So if I'm picking up a game, it's because I want to play it on stream, and Kingdom Hearts is not a kind of game that I would want to play on stream. So I'd like that's just like full transparency, so you don't spend money that you shouldn't because it will not be worth it. That's just me being extremely honest with you. I was putting on makeup while listening to your stream. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, looking good. Looking good, I think. I don't know. Are you looking good? Probably. Regarding what I've been up to, got into a workout routine, finally figured out a genre name for our band. Fuck yeah. Oh god, that's another thing I've been doing that I technically can talk about, but shouldn't. There is something I've been setting up with a couple of friends that we've been talking about for a few days now. I'm not looking good, I'm slaying. Fuck yeah. Yeah, there's something that I've been working on with a couple of friends and with the help of my manager. Just because we want to make more things together. It's not a band, it's not like anything like that. So don't like get any ideas. It's something a little more interesting that I don't think anyone would expect to see. But I do think that once you hear what it is, which you won't for a while, like this is something like longer term that I don't think we would even publicly announce something like this for at least a couple of months. It really depends on how things go, because it is something that we're all like very much serious about. And it's just it's another thing. I want to make more things with other people. I am tired of being alone in this industry. The thing is, I'm not alone in this industry. I've worked with a lot of cool people, but I want to more consistently work with cool people. And just doing commissions on my own will only get me so far. It's gotten me some really cool opportunities, some opportunities that are still in the works at the moment and you haven't seen yet. But there's some really cool stuff in there, but that is only going to take me so far. Community takes you another step of the way. So, yeah, that's been something that's in the works. I hate how there's just like so many things that I'm just like, I feel like I'm that person who shows up to a high school reunion who's gone like, yeah, I've got projects in the works, and then just has nothing to show for it. It's just like that one unemployed person at the high school reunion who like still like they haven't gotten a degree, they're not really doing a job, they're kind of just living at home, not doing jack shit. So that's fun. That's basically what I am right now. Except I do promise there are genuinely things that are happening, and I'm not just saying that to sound impressive. If I want to impress people, I'll just make another one like Odyssey. And to be fair, I have been. That's kind of the point. I want to make more stuff like that. A VTuber girl who makes music online. Yeah, that's me. That's me. That's why I don't go to high school reunions. To be fair, I don't go to high school reunions because I'm no longer the same gender as I was when I was at high school, and that scares me. That's probably why I don't go to high school reunions. It's not because I don't have anything to show for it. It's because I'm like, oh, I don't want to confront that to like a shit ton of people. Fuck that. That's awful. I don't want that. Y'all got high school reunions? I mean, probably. There's probably I know my high school does do a reunion every 5 years, which, oh god, when would that be? Fuck, I'm trying to remember now. Was that when I was in? Give me a moment. I'm trying to remember. Time is a fucking illusion, chat. Time is a complete fucking illusion. I think there would be one next year for our high school, because they do one every 5 years. Not one that I'm personally going to go to. But, you know, it's fun entertaining the thought. I need to become more physically social again, which I have been, to be fair. I've been going to, like, Pokemon TCG locals, which has been really, really fun. It's been fun actually like going out of the house and seeing people again. I'm actually participating in another tournament on Tuesday. There's an official league challenge that's nearby, which I'm gonna go and participate in, which is very cool. And hopefully I'll win again, because I won the last one, some fucking how. Hopefully I'll win this one. Because the prizes are always really cool for the official ones. Like, that last time I got a whole ass Elite Trainer box out of it that had a special illustration rare, which, holy fuck. I do really hope that, there's some more, Black Bolt and White Flare stuff in prizing this time around, because I would love to win some of it. Doing better in those than my buddy Alex. He's been scoring square last in every turn he's ever shown up at, including some overseas ones. To be fair, I haven't done regionals or anything like that yet. I've only been doing locals. Though, I am planning on doing at least one regional and an international this year. Or like this season, I guess. I really want to do EUIC this year in London. And probably doing a regional. I mean, the only regional that we have here in the UK is Birmingham, so that's an option. The one, I guess, not necessarily issue, but just like annoyance is that Birmingham regionals and EUIC are both like very close after each other. I'm also not ready for the meta shifts that are about to happen in TCG, because come September, we're gonna get fucking Mega Evolution back in the TCG, which I'm really not looking forward to. I'm one of the people who, unfortunately, hates Mega Evolution. Which is fun and interesting, because obviously Mega Evolution are being pushed again now. Like, that Megas are being the main mechanic of, like, this next year of Pokemon at a minimum. You know, we're getting Legend ZA, we're getting Megas in, whatchamacallit, we're getting Megas in Champions. We're getting Megas in the TCG. We're getting it in TCG Pocket. Give Scolipede a Mega. No, you get Gen 1 Pokemon. Fuck you. It is kind of crazy how just like with X and Y, the marketing cycle for Legend Z has literally been to just show Megas from just show Megas from Gen 1 again. We had Dragonite, now we had Victory Bell. Wonder who else we're gonna get. I do hope for some Gen 8 and 9 Megas, though they'll probably use it on older Pokemon. So that, like, it makes sense that they're using it on older Pokemon, but I would like to see it on some new Pokemon as well. I do love how the Mega Victory Bell is just like, I have tummy ache. It's just girl tummy ache. That's what Mega Victory Bell is. It's girl acid reflux. which is awesome. Yeah, it's just stomach ache. Yeah, exactly. God, girl, what? Have you not seen Mega Victory Bell? Hold up. Hold up. It's okay, I got you. Did it? Why does it keep saving images as a fucking JFIF, man? I don't want it. Save it as a JPEG, like a normal human being. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, this is Mega Victory Bell at the bottom right. Stomach ache. The way that this Pokemon works is Victory Bell has so much acid inside of it that it's like almost like bursting out. It can't hold it in, so it's using its own vines to literally like wrap its own like throat shut so the acid won't come out, and then whenever it needs to attack, it'll loosen that so all the acid just shoots out. That's what Mega Victory Bell is. Yeah. So that's fun. Anyway, chat, it has been about 2 hours. I wanted today's stream to be relatively short. I didn't want it to be too long, because I can only, without stimulation, I lose my ability to yap after like 2 hours. You're short, hello? What the fuck? Fucking excuse me? What the fuck is wrong with you? I'm right, I'm tall and you know you're fucking not. No, you're fucking not. Blake, you should especially shut the fuck up. Not enough to keep the stream going. Yeah, like, I lose my ability to yap after, like, 2 hours. Blake, don't make me ban you. Don't make me do it. I'll fucking do it. Don't make me do it. Fucking goofball. Anyway. Next week, chat. First of all, expect me to play Donkey Kong at least once next week, probably twice. And expect a collab stream next week. Might be something else, but it's probably just those 2 or 3 streams a week. It's been going on for too long and our old body can keep up like it used to. Anyway, I'm out. See ya. Have a good rest of your afternoon, Blake. And the rest of your weekend, actually, because it's Saturday. So yeah, that's the streams you can expect next week. The schedule will probably go up tomorrow or Monday. Tomorrow I have some other stuff to attend to as well. So yeah, I hope to see you all then. Donkey Kong's been really fun so far. I'm finishing the game as soon as I can. Though I'm taking my time with it. I'm not rushing through anything. If there's any side levels or side things that I spot, I will just do it. Because it's cool and fun. So yeah, I hope that you all have a great rest of your weekend. I will see you all again on Wednesday. Like I said previously in the Discord, consistent streams Wednesday, Friday, and one in the weekend. Either Saturday or Sunday. So that's what you can expect from now on. Is like Wednesday, Friday, definitely. One in the weekend, probably. That should be consistent for at least a while. Maybe if at some point I'm like really backed up on commissions and like need the extra day, I might not do a stream that day. But otherwise, that's what you can expect, and it's gonna be really cool and awesome. So I hope that with that info, your weekend will be great, because you know you can expect more Rosa Nagashi, which is so cool. Anyway, chat, y'all have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you all again on Wednesday. Bye-bye!